What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Seth the Lawn Surgeon, and you already know what time it is. Tip to talk. Alright, people, another long video, another long tipsy talk. Today I'm going to talk about going from a policeman to a lawn man. I'm going to give you all the full story of, you know, me becoming a policeman and then how that transitioned into becoming a lawn guy. And so it's gonna be a long story because, like I said, I have to give the details of my transition for you to fully understand, because I don't just tell these stories just to hear myself talk, as y'all might think, oh, he's just telling this to hear himself talk. No, I tell these stories because I know that they're out there. There's somebody. I'm gonna go through multiple transitions. You know what I'm saying? And the two morals of this story is basically that you should take from this is that when you're at one stage in your life, you don't know where you're gonna end up in the next stage. You might have a vision and think you know where you're gonna end up, but you don't really know where you're gonna end up in life until you get into that stage of life. And the second moral of the story is I'm going to lean a little bit into fear of police. You know, before I became a policeman, I was the same as everybody else. I had a fear of police, and I'm going to tell you where that comes from. Alright, so rewind. High school. I ain't going to tell you the year. I don't care. Y'all can multiply or whatever, subtract, figure out what year I was in high school, but I was in the computers. Now, mind you, I didn't know too much about computers. I just really like computers, and anything that somebody showed me on a computer, I caught on really quickly. So I told my mom, I said, I don't really want to go to college. I just want to get like a certification and become an IT guy. You know, that's what I wanted to do. But my mom was like, you know, you should at least go to 1 year of college, see how you like it, and if you don't like it, then you can get your certification and become an IT guy. So I was like, all right, cool. Went to college. My major was computer technology. Found out I like college, you know, and that's also where I met my wife. And so while I was in college, my first year, I kind of said, you know, if I'm already good at computer stuff and I already know how computer stuff works, I mean how to do computer stuff, then why do I need to get a degree in it? I should get a degree in something else that I don't know how to do, so in case the computer thing doesn't work, I can fall back on it. You know, typical college guy, you know, thinking my logic was correct, but in actuality, right, not realizing that you need a degree. It don't matter how much knowledge or experience you have in something, you need a degree to get a job in it. Didn't know that. Like I said, I couldn't see in the future from the stage I was at to the next stage. Alright, so fast forward. I graduate with a degree in architectural drafting. I switched my degree from computer technology to architectural drafting. Graduate with a degree in architectural drafting. But I didn't get an internship. People in college, they was going to get internships. I'm like, well, I don't got time to work for free. I'm barely getting to my classes. You know, I don't got time to get an internship. That's going to bite me in the butt. get a job straight out of college, a seasonal job. It was like a engineering assistant. I basically engineered, did all the work. I typed up all the paperwork. You know, sometimes we go out in the field and you know, do core samples, you know, and stuff like that. And the biggest takeaway from that summer job, it was a seasonal position right out of college, I realized that I was not an office person. I was in a cubicle, I had my own little cubicle, my own little desk, my computer, and I was like, bro, this sucks. Like, I've spent most of my day trying to stay awake, and I wanted to be outside. If I could go outside for a break for 5 minutes, I would love it. I would love it. I would just go outside and I'd be, thank goodness, breathe fresh air. I just love being outside. Not to say at that point in my life I knew I wanted to work outside. I just love being outside. Like I said, it wasn't clicking. I couldn't see the stages, and I'm gonna go through multiple stages before I even get to lawn care. Even think about being lawn care as a career. So I go apply for jobs. I'm applying for a whole bunch of jobs, but like as I said, I never went and got an internship in college. So kids who are out there going to college, make sure you get an internship, because what was happening was I was applying for jobs and I had the same degree as other people, but the only difference between me and those other people is they had an internship. So they said, well, this person has work experience because he has an internship, and this person doesn't, so he doesn't even get an interview. And so that's what's happened to me. So I applied for multiple jobs. I ended up getting a job, and it got to the end of my seasonal position. I had to get a job. I'm out of college. I got to work somewhere. Ended up getting a good job working at a weigh station. Mind you, I knew nothing about trucks. But I was like a technician. All I had to do was weigh the trucks. I might have to go outside, measure some trucks or something. But you know, that's all I had to do. And I was getting paid good money. I was 22, getting paid more than some adults. Well, a lot of adults. So it was a good job, right? Now here comes the fear of the police I want to talk about, right? The fear of the police, basically. Now at this job I had, I was a civilian, but I worked with police, and so me and my civilian job, my civilian position, I worked side by side with police, and I got to get to know those police. And the reason I want to talk about fear of police, the same way as any normal person has a fear of police, I had a fear of police before I started working at this job. And where it comes from is two things. It comes from media. Media always, I don't want to say they do it on purpose, but it's always showing, oh, this policeman did this policeman shot this person, this policeman arrested this person. And so it gives that portrayal of policeman. And the second thing is the fact that naturally whenever a civilian or a person comes in contact with a policeman, it's negative. People don't really think about that. Think about that. You're getting pulled over, you're getting arrested, you're going to court for some situation that you'd had dealing with a policeman. It's all negative things. And you don't really get to talk to policemen. The only people that get to talk to policemen on a personal level are people who actually know. Maybe somebody, you got an uncle that's a policeman, your father's a policeman, or family, close family friends are policemen. You get to talk to those people on a personal level to get to know that those people are just regular people. And the benefit of me going to have that job at that weigh station was I got to know policemen, so many policemen on a personal level that my fear of policemen went down. You get what I'm saying? And so, policemen just regular people, just trying to make a living, right? So, enough on that. I just wanted to make that statement there. I worked at this job for like a year or so, and then I started to think, like, wait a minute. So, basically, I'm a civilian, right? I have these policemen that their duty post is at this weigh station also. The policemen make more money than I do. They work at the same place that I do. And I get to get a police car and a gun. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer for me, you know what I'm saying? So I started telling it to family, and they're like, what, you're gonna be a policeman? Like I said, they have that perception of policemen because they have never got to know policemen on a personal level. They say, hey, oh, I don't think you can be a policeman. Why not? They have not gotten to know a policeman on a personal level. And I knew I could do it. So I applied for the job, went into the academy, and voila, I'm a policeman. Right when I went into the academy, me and my wife, we got married, we bought a house. You know, my wife that I met at college. We got married, we got a house, and I'm a policeman. And so once I got my house, mind you, like my dad wasn't the handiest of guys. So as far as, you know, coming into buying my house, I didn't really know much. So I learned most of what I know now on the fly. You know, this house, you know, and it was kind of a blessing in disguise. When I got this house, it was an older house. Well, it is an older house, and it was a fixer-upper. And by being a fixer-upper, you know, I had to change light switches, light fixtures. I had to learn how to do all these things, you know. All types of things I had to learn how to do, as well as the yard had a lot of trees in it. I had to get leaf blowers. I had to get yard vacs. I had to learn how to make the grass grow. So what I'm saying is, by me getting this house, I had to learn a lot of things. So from like 2008 to 2011, 12, I had to learn how to be handy. I had to learn not only how to fix stuff in the house, I had to learn how to clean up leaves and do things outside the house. What made me build a little knowledge of lawn care. I didn't really know I was doing that. I was just trying to keep my yard clean. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm a policeman with a house trying to keep my yard clean. As y'all probably heard this story many times, my uncle was sick. My dad said, hey, could you go cut his grass? At this point in time, I had my Magnum, which my parents had bought me a trailer, like a 4x6 trailer, and all I had was a push mower that I used to cut my yard. I went to cut his grass, and so I cut his grass, and he gave me his mower because he was in a capacity where he couldn't even use his push mower anymore. So now I got two push mowers, regular push mowers, and I'm like, man, you know, I could make some money cutting some grass. And so that was the point where, and mind you, like for all those years I had been in my house, I had tried many other businesses. I might go into a story about all the businesses I tried, but when he gave me that mower, it clicked. I said, maybe I could use this mower that I got to cut my yard, and I could use this other push mower to cut other people's yard. I got a blower already. At the time, coincidentally, when I went to cut his yard, I didn't even have a weed eater because my yard, you know, it was basically a yard where anywhere, I didn't really need to weed eat. Anywhere that I needed to cut or whatever, I can get to with my push mower. So I never had a weed eater. So that was the first thing I did. I went and bought a old curved shaft weed eater. I don't even know the brand of, like $40. And I already had the blower, had the mower. Now I had a curved shaft weed eater. I'm good to go. Started passing out flyers, and that was the beginning of my business, 2012. And I messed around and made, you know, a couple $1,000s that year. And I'm like, man, I might be on to something, you know. So the next year I said, I'm going to go hard. 2013, I'm going to go hard at this business, and I'm going to make a YouTube channel to document my growth. So the birth of Seth the Lawn Surgeon. That was the birth of Seth the Lawn Surgeon. And so the biggest thing about me and that business is that with that day when I was out cutting my uncle's yard is that I realized how much I like being outside cutting grass. I didn't even realize that because I was just outside cutting my yard's grass because I had to. If I didn't get out there and cut my grass, if I didn't get out there and clean up my leaves, nobody would. I had to. But when I had a choice that I could go out and cut somebody's grass and they would pay me for it, I started to love it. You know what I mean? And so, alright, so now I'm going to get into another stage of the story where it ties back into my job as a policeman. Now, from 2013 up to, you know, I would say 2017, I was slowly but surely, I love doing this. I love going to work. I love my job as a policeman, and I love cutting grass part-time. I loved it. But slowly but surely, I started losing my love for lawn care. And like I said, I've never really told nobody this, but I tell y'all because I know there might be somebody out there in my same position. When you are working a full-time job and cutting grass part-time, your initial dreams is like, man, I can't wait to be able to cut grass full-time. But then if you don't instantly get out there and do it, which I'm not telling people to instantly get out there and do it, you got to plan, and you got to make sure your money's right and your family's right before you jump out there. But if you do that over a period of time, it starts to make you lose your love for lawn care. And the reason why is I can vividly remember I'm at work. I will have to take my uniform to work in my work vehicle. I will have to drive my truck in my van and my trailer to work, you know, to my office, park it, you know, be at work, and then when I get off of work, change from one uniform to another uniform, and then go out and cut. And then that was just my life. And it was just like, I got to the point where I was almost dreading having to change my, it wasn't the fact that I didn't want to go out and do lawn care. It was just the fact that I had been at work all day, and now I got changed uniforms, put on one uniform, put on next, and then go out and work more. But I just kept telling myself, like, you know, I'm working towards a goal. And so that's what I did. But I couldn't see the end of the tunnel. You get what I'm saying? It's like I'm working towards a goal, but I don't know how to get there. And so that's why I tell this story, is because I know somebody out there They're working towards that goal of becoming a full-time lawn care guy, but they can't see it. It's hard. And even when I made the decision to go full-time, to quit my job, I still couldn't see it. Even this winter time going into the winter time. I don't know. This winter time is gonna be tight. People kept asking me, "Are you gonna hire people? Are you gonna do this with your business? Are you gonna get a new equipment?" And every time somebody asked me that, bro, I said, "Bro, I'm just trying to make it through the winter time, bro." You get what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make sure I pay my mortgage, pay all my bills, keep my lights on, keep my water running through the winter time, so I could get to that next lawn care season. If I could get to that next lawn care season, I'll be good. And so right now I got 3 months, people. It's January, February, March. 3 months. I'm gonna be out there killing it. And right now I'm cruising. The biggest factor for me was my part-time job. I got this part-time job, and that's helped smooth things out. A lot of people say, "Oh, if you're full-time lawn care, why you get a part-time job?" Bro, what you want me to sit at home and not do nothing, bro? I gotta make money. So what I need to say is, when you're planning, don't be scared. If you tell people, "Hey, I work full-time lawn care. You know, I'm the full-time lawn care guy," and then you need to get a part-time job, don't be scared to get it. Don't be like, "Okay, well, if I get this part-time job, what I'm gonna tell people?" I'm gonna tell people I'm making money. I'm gonna tell people I'm paying my mortgage. I'm gonna tell people I'm paying my bills. That's what I'm doing. What you doing? You doing something you don't want to do. You working in a career you don't really want to work in. I'm living my life. It's like I said, I'm counting every penny, every dollar, to make sure all my bills is paid, to make sure I don't spend too much money right now, and I love every moment of it. So that's my story. Yeah. I try to be real with y'all. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all listening to me, coming back every week, and every Thursday, Tipsy Thursdays. So I try to be 100 with y'all, and I hope, leave in the comment section, let me know if these videos are helping you, if helping motivate you. If they are, I'll keep doing it. I'll keep trying to be as transparent as possible. You get what I'm saying? So thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and stay confident, people. What I say is, let me say this, bro. Don't make a hasty decision. Don't just jump out there and go full time and not have planned it out. You know what I mean? One thing I hate seeing people do is quit jobs because they boss made them mad. What? You're gonna let another person control your life? No. Plan it out. Make sure you know exactly what you want to do, and execute it, and it'll work out. Yes, sir.